Hello, my name is Asher and this is Asher Reviews Movies and TV. Today we're going to be reviewing nothing. We're going to be looking at the top 10 worst trilogies of all time according to IMDb and Wikipedia. Before we get started, I would just like to say don't forget to like, sub, turn on the notification bell and check out my other channel for gaming content. I'd also like to say we're literally 14 subscribers away from 50 subscribers. Hopefully we can get there by the end of the month. And if we do, I'll be doing a live stream, and I'll be doing a live stream special. We're here with a special guest today.
My name is Vintagaming, and I review games.
So obviously we've got a game reviewer, but he does have a physical media collection. He collects PC games and also DVDs. He's got a few DVDs in his collection. Some stuff I wouldn't mind pinching off him, to be honest, but you know. So I'm just setting up the tripod. Sorry about that. As I said, we're going to go through the honourable mentions now. So the honourable mentions are Shark Attack, Delta Force, Happy Hookers, Big Mama's House, the collection, and then the Problem Child trilogy, as well as I Know What You Did Last Summer trilogy. So for me, the ones that really surprised me here were the Big Mama's House and also the I Know What You Did Last Summer. I've heard quite good things about I Know What You Did Last Summer. I've heard quite good things about the movies, but obviously I've never actually watched them, so maybe they were actually bad. But Big Mama's House is quite a good comedy in my opinion. I do actually own the Shark Attack trilogy on DVD. I believe these were made in 2006. These are like combo packs. I've got Shark Attack 1 and 2 in this DVD. I believe this sells for about £8 at CEX, and it sells for about 16 online on eBay and etc. So it's one of them discs that is double sided, so you have both. Each side has a film on it. So this one also, the second double pack includes Creature from the Black Lake, which in my opinion sounds like a bit of a knockoff of Creature from the Black Lagoon personally, but and that's that. So that was, them two were a surprise to me. There are actually quite a few surprises on this list for me personally. I don't know about Mackenzie himself, but I think some of these do not deserve to be on the list personally, because I do think they are actually decent films. So the first thing we have is the Jurassic Park, created by Steven Spielberg. This is number 10 on the list, so we're going from 10 to 1 now on this list. I know on the last one we went from 1 to 10, but that's because they were good. Now from the bad, we're going to go from the least worst to the best, to the most worst. So we've got Jurassic Park, created by Steven Spielberg. Personally, I didn't enjoy this series, to be honest, but I didn't hate it. It was, it was funny at times. It was some good action in there. There was the CGI wasn't awful, but some of the acting wasn't so amazing. I do think the directing could have been done better, but from Steven Spielberg, he's a pretty good, decent director personally. So that's number 10 is Jurassic Park. Number 9, this was a big surprise for me personally. I don't think Alvin and the Chipmunks is a bad trilogy, but as you saw in the last video, if you did watch, we had 2 bits of animation, childhood animation in there. We had How to Train Your Dragon at number 10, and we had Toy Story at number 6 or 7, I believe. I don't think this was a bad trilogy altogether. I don't think I didn't enjoy the third one as much as I did enjoy the other two, but definitely does not deserve to be on the number 9 on the worst trilogies. To be honest, I forgot these movies were even a thing, but they are forgettable, but they're still really fun and childhood movies. Oh, and that was created by Ross Bagdarsi. I don't know how to say that. Sorry if I'm not bringing, courage to your name. Next thing we've got, which also was a really big surprise for me and a big surprise for Mackenzie, because we both really enjoy this this trilogy. Well, in particular, the 2 first movies, for me at least. Have you watched the third one?
Oh, no, I haven't watched the third.
No, he hasn't watched the third, but I thought that one was crap. If you saw my review on that, it was obviously crap, and I just do think I'll probably do an updated review on that at some point in the future. maybe I'll review the entire trilogy all at once at some point. But obviously, The Hangover, created by Todd Phillips, starring Bradley Cooper, Ed Helms, and what's his name? Zach Galifianakis.
Just to worry about what that is. It's very complicated.
So we've got. I do actually own the trilogy on DVD. I'm probably going to upgrade the first two to Blu-ray at some point, but the third one I don't think I'm going to upgrade unless it's in a box set and it's cheap enough. If I find it on Vinted for a £5 for all three, I'll probably pick it up. But if they're £3 each, I'm not going to pick them up really. So we're going to go through this quickly. So this is the first movie. This is set in Las Vegas, and apparently it's the best comedy of the year. This has got a guest star from Mike Tyson in it. Mike Tyson plays himself in this. You've got a load of different... this is 15 rated for a particular reason. I don't think it should be a 15 rated. To be honest, I think it should be an 18 rated, just because of some of the nudity in it. A lot is made by Warner Brothers, and it's got obviously Dolby Digital. So that's The Hangover Part 1. Well, or The Hangover. And then we've got The Hangover Part 2, which I thought was worse than the first one. And but still better than the third one. And this is in Bangkok, Thailand. This is set in. I do think it was a lot better than the third one in particular, because it wasn't boring, but it just didn't, focus on the same characters. I thought it focused on a lot of different characters in this movie, which I didn't tend to enjoy. But this was a really fun movie because it was just a really good movie. Hangover Part 2. And then The Hangover Part 3 was the biggest disappointment ever on the channel, I think. Apart from... no, I think this is the biggest disappointment of a film I've ever watched. Because it was really... I was expecting a good film, funny film, obviously. Bradley Cooper's acting in this was just off. I don't know what was going on. Ed Helms was not the best character in this either. It was nothing to do with the Hangover anymore. There was nothing to do with drinking alcohol or anything to do with. It was basically just someone trying to save. It was them trying to save someone, and that's just not how the Hangover trilogy works, in my opinion. It just wasn't a good film, to be honest. Not a good film at all. I picked this up on a Blu-ray haul, which I did about 6 months ago, I believe, about 6 months ago now, because I've had this channel about 6 months. It was one of the first movies that I reviewed on the channel, and I do think I'll probably update the review on this, because I think I gave it a way too high of a review. But obviously, since I was starting out, I didn't really know how to review stuff at that point, but now I'm more experienced in the reviewing stuff. So yeah, the next thing we've got is the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy. I've never really watched the 50 Shades of Grey. I know stars Dakota Johnson. She's famous for a few roles, especially I think she plays Madam Web. Is it? Does she play Madam Web?
I don't know. I don't know why you're asking me.
I think she plays Madam Web, and I think she is in the 21 Jump Street as well. This is created by E.L. James. It's based on a book, and that's all I can really tell you. It's quite
Intimate.
Huh?
Quite intimate.
Quite an intimate series of films and books, which I'm not really into films like that, so I probably won't pick it up for my collection, and I probably won't review it for the channel. Divergent. I've never watched this, but I've heard pretty bad things about it, to be honest. It's created by Neil Burger. I'm not going to talk about the name. So this series includes Divergent, Insurgent, and Allergent. Apparently, the first film did really bad, and then they just carried on making the films, and then just did worse and worse, which does not make sense to me. If you know the first film is bad, why would you make another film? It's like if you made sequel to The Hangover Part 3 and made Hangover Part 4. I expected it to go good after The Hangover Part 3, which, it's not. That's not how making a film works, because apparently they did overall 600 million in sales. About 600 million in sales, and they spent over $1 billion in all three. They spent about 500 million per film, and they only made 200 million per film, so they've lost a lot of money there. Not one of the biggest cinema losses. That title goes to, obviously, the Marvels, which I actually thought was a pretty good film, to be honest. I didn't hate it, but so that's Divergent. The next thing is the Human Centipede trilogy. I couldn't find a picture of this to actually put up on the screen because a lot of the pictures were very disturbing, and I did not want to put a picture of the Human Centipede up on the screen. It's created by Tom Six, and it's apparently a really gory. Is it like a horror movie?
Yeah, I suppose it's not necessarily gory. It's more just disturbing and gross.
It's a psychological horror type movie.
Yeah.
So I've seen some pictures and it's just not good at all. Definitely not something suitable for anyone under the age of 18. But yeah, it makes sense for me why it would be on here. Number 4, we've got In the Name of the King. You can see this stars Jason Statham. I think it stars a few other people as well. But it's made by, we didn't even go who made, Tom Six. In the Name of the King, created by Uwe Boll. Never heard of him before. But it's supposed to be quite a weird trilogy, quite out there. And it's supposed to be, I've not heard much about this at all. If I do find this, I'll probably pick it up just because of the fact that I've never seen it before. And Jason Statham is a pretty good actor, personally. Next, we've got 365 Days, created by Barbara Blowers.
Blowers.
But I don't know how to say. I don't know how to say that. Apparently, it's much like
50 Shades of Grey.
It's supposed to be like 50 Shades of Grey.
So very
it makes sense why it's on the list as well as 50 Shades of Grey. So it's quite interesting to see that the intimate films are on the worst trilogies of all time, which makes sense because no one really wants to watch that. They want to watch action, comedy.
Apparently, they're quite boring as well.
They want to watch action, comedy, sci-fi films, like Star Wars and lightsabers and stuff like that. You don't really want to watch stuff like people talking all day or doing other stuff. But yeah. What was this? This is number 2. I forgot to put the numbers. Atlas Shrugged, created by Paul Johnson. Apparently, is another really bad trilogy. Never heard of it, to be honest. I've never even seen one of these DVDs out in the wild, and I think I'm thankful that I haven't. But have you ever heard of anything Atlas Shrugged?
Never heard of it.
No. Apparently it's supposed to be a really bad trilogy. I don't even know who stars in it, to be honest. I think it's like a French cinema, if I'm correct. And the next thing we have is the Troll trilogy, created by Catherine Langrish. So I don't know if this is the actual picture because I've never seen the trilogy before, but apparently it's a really bad trilogy, and there's not much I can say about that. So before you go, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, sub, turn on the notification bell, and check out my channel as well as at vintagaming channel. You can also check me out on Instagram, Discord, TikTok, Letterboxd, and my other YouTube channel, as I said. I'll link all the names below, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.